Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, this morning I continue to talk on religion and belief through my video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Happy Ramadan, ya Kareem. Today is 7th of May 2021. Today is Saturday, so Alhamdulillah, I continue to talk on this topic of religion and belief because it benefits me who give the talk, and you also will get benefit from listening to my talk on religion and belief, because the objective of me giving this talk is to prepare, to make the best preparation for the future, where we'll face the day of judgment. So it is like strengthening our iman and belief, and ensure our aqidah is in the right track. Yes, don't worry, because I'll base my talk on reading the Koran and also reading the Gospel of Barnabas. Both are the revelation sent to the prophets. Quran to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Gospel of Barnabas to Jesus. So I have made a comment on the YouTube that Gospel of Barnabas is a Muslim book. Why it is not a Christian book? Because they would criticize, the Christian would criticize the Gospel of Barnabas because they don't believe the content. So what's the point of they saying? So it is invalid to say that Gospel of Barnabas is a Christian book. We Muslim believe in the Gospel of Barnabas. I have gone through many chapters. I don't see any conflict with the teaching of Islam. The attributes of Allah mentioned in the Gospel of Barnabas was very striking. So that is the fundamental belief, attribute of Allah. It tells what Allah is. That is the fundamental belief and the fundamental teaching in Islam, in the knowledge called Tawheed. So there is knowledge of Tawheed in Gospel of Barnabas. There is also knowledge of Tawheed in the Koran, and we find out that there had been no conflict between the Gospel of Barnabas and what Muslims had believed. So it is right for me to say Gospel of Barnabas is a Muslim book, and Jesus we are talking about is the Muslim Jesus. Evident Jesus was circumcised, so were the disciples, and it was made, we know that it's made compulsory of the circumcision. And I'll be reading to you how the disciple of Jesus abhor people who have not been circumcised. Okay. And I'd like to remind you again, Allah revealed that whoever follow my guidance don't have to feel upset, meaning don't worry, don't feel sad. So don't worry and don't feel sad. If we follow the guidance of Allah. So it is also my wish that giving this talk, we follow the guidance of Allah. So don't worry and don't be sad. So make yourself happy when you listen to my video, as I make myself happy and no worry when I give this talk on the topics of religion and belief. Okay, brothers and sisters, it's time for me to recast what I have said yesterday on reading the Quran. So let me try to remember. Oh yes, I remember a point. That is, Allah revealed when He sent down a prophet, Allah can make all the people who listen to the prophet believe, and there would be no dispute. It will be peaceful and no quarrel, no war, no disputes. But Allah mentioned that He will it. There will be dispute, quarrel, and there are people who believe, and there are also people who don't believe, and there were clashes between the believers and the unbelievers. Of course, the attribute of Allah is to punish the people who are against Him and to reward the people who follow the guidance. This attribute of Allah was also mentioned when Allah was talking to Ibrahim, and Ibrahim was hearing it, that Allah was saying, I created hell and will put people who were against me in hell. So that is something striking. I will always remember between Prophet Ibrahim and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Allah mentioned His attribute when talking to Ibrahim. With that, the purpose is to make sure that Ibrahim develop taqwa or fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And those who have developed fear in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then will be a chance that he would be attain paradise. People who had not fear of Allah, I think yesterday I mentioned about the priests or the holy people or the pretender who change or alter the book of Torah in saying that the Messiah would be descendant of Ishaq. Then Jesus rebuked that. It's not true. The genuine Torah would have contained that the descendant of Ishmael would become the Messiah. Because the disciple was thinking, they must have read the Torah telling them that it was the descendant of Ishaq. Jesus knew that it was falsified by the priests, the doctors, the scribes that have no fear in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, when they have no fear, meaning it's evidence they don't believe in the punishment, or they don't believe in hell. So there are many things they go wrong with their aqidah, that they deserve the punishment in hell. Worse still, these people are pretending to be holy men, or the pretenders, or in Arabic the munafiqin. These are the people who have changed the Torah according to what Jesus said in and scribed in the Gospel of Barnabas. So in this, what I just said is a combine of the recap of the Quran and also the recap of reading the Quran. So now I have completed my recap of reading both the Quran and the Gospel of Barnabas. Now I can go to the next stage, my routine talk, that is reading the Quran. Alhamdulillah. So brothers and sisters, let's see what page. I think is should be page 50 or 51. Oh, no. We have not reached 250 yet. So it will be only 40 something. Okay. Should be reading 43. No, 44. Yes, we should be reading page 44. We start with sentence 260 and end up with sentence 264. To get the barakah of this morning, let me read the first sentence on this page in Arabic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa is qala Ibrahim Rabbi arini kaifa tuhyil mauta qala awalam tu'min qala bala walakin liyatmaninna qalbi فخذ أربعة من الطير فصرهن إليك ثم اجعل على كل جبل منهن جزءا ثم ادعهن يأتينك سعيا يهدينك سعيا واعلم أن الله عزيز حكيم صدق الله العظيم. So, brothers and sisters, let us read these sentences. And remember when Ibrahim said, "My God, show me how you make people, how you make people who die and live again." Allah said, "Have you not believed?" Then Ibrahim answered, "I believe, but I want to make my heart at peace." Allah said, "In that case, you take 4 birds, then you chop them, then you place them a portion in top of the hill, then you call them. Surely they would come to you quickly." So 4 birds, chop the 4 birds. The chopped bird will be placed in portion on top of the hill, so there's only one hill, so on the top of the hill in portion, meaning one portion in different places on top of the hill, because it doesn't say here 4 hills, so just one hill. It would be very difficult for Ibrahim to climb 4 hills, so to make easy for him, he just climbed 1 hill and put the portion that had been chopped off, 4 birds chopped off, and place it portion in different parts of the hill. Then remember, Allah is powerful and the wise. So that's it. There is no more continuation to that story. Allah had explained that the bird would come to Ibrahim quickly, meaning that the dead bird in portion then reform to become those 4 birds, and then reform to become live birds. And when Ibrahim called the 4 birds, which was chopped, that come to life and came to Ibrahim. Next sentence, the like of people who spend out his wealth in the way of Allah is like one seed that grow 7 branches, then one branch giving out 100 seeds. Allah multiply the benefits to people He like to give the benefit. Allah is vast in knowledge and all-knowing. Next sentence, the people who donate his wealth, then but then not going with what he had given by saying things that hurt the people. They get the goodness from Allah, from their God, and there is no feeling of fear and sad. Meaning, okay, maybe I read it again. The people who gave his wealth in the way of Allah, then not making hurt to the people who receive, then they have the good deed from Allah, then they don't have to feel sad and fear. So when we donate or give something to people, we should not say things that hurt the receiver. If it is so, then the person who gave will get the good deed benefit. Next sentence. The word that is good and forgiving is better than the denotion which is given with words that hurt the people who receive. So when we donate for well, we should not donate and at the same time come up with words that hurt the receiver, meaning that it will be like Allah is mentioned there, the good word and forgiveness is better than such a donation. Allah is rich and most gentle. All the people who believe don't cause damage to what you have given by your saying that hurt the people who receive. So meaning that don't donate and hurt people at the same time, or the receiver. Is the like of people who donate his while because showing off to other people and he had not believed in Allah and the day after. So the people who donate should be sincere and should be sincere if they in turn donate just to show off to the other people they are generous, or to get the favor, to get their name good, things like that, is indication that they don't believe in Allah and the day after. It's very scary. The like of that people is a slippery stone, and on top of the slippery stone is the ash, and then there's heavy rain, then the heavy rain does, the dust is swept off and the stone become as it before, meaning that doesn't gather anything, it's like before, meaning it's nothing, no good benefit he get from what he donated based on showing off to other people. They will not get anything from it, from what they're doing, and Allah would not give guidance to the unbelievers. So that kind of doing, or the kind of doing, showing off in giving donation, is the doing of the unbelievers. Okay, ladies and brothers and sisters, that complete my reading. I find it interesting on how when we donate, don't show up, donate sincerely because to get the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So people who donate to show up, meaning they don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To me it's very scary, because they are the unbelievers, or if it can also be the munafiqin, that is the pretenders. If they admit they are Muslim. Okay, brothers and sisters, let me read the Angel of Barnabas. So I think I should be reading chapter 45. Let's see whether I have continuation on chapter 45. Yes, it's chapter 45. Let's see. This is done. Okay, I find the continuation here. So I am ready with the 2-page which contain the chapter 45. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's see, check again whether we missed this one. Oh no, I think we should be reading chapter 44. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The disciple said, "O Master, it is written in the book of Moses." Oh, okay, no. We should be reading chapter 45. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Then came the angel Jibril to Jesus and spoke to him in such wise that he also heard his voice, which said, "Arise and go to Jerusalem." Accordingly, Jesus departed and went to Jerusalem, and on the Sabbath day he entered into the temple and began to teach the people. Whereupon the people ran together to the temple with high priests and priests, who drew near to Jesus, saying, "O Master, it has been said to us that you say evil of us. Therefore beware lest some evil befall you." Jesus answered, Truly I say to you that I speak evils of the hypocrites. Therefore, if you be hypocrites, I speak against you. They answer, "Who is a hypocrite? Tell us plainly." Jesus said, "Truly I say to you that he who does a good thing on order that men may see him, even he is a hypocrite. For as much as his work penetrates not the heart, which man cannot see, so lives therein every unclean thought and every filthy lust. Know you who is hypocrite? He who with his tongue serves God, but with his heart serves man. O wretched man, for dying he loses all his reward. For this matter, say Prophet David, "Put your confidence in prince, in the children of man, in whom is no salvation, for at death their thought perish, and before death they find themselves deprived of reward. For man is, as said Job the prophet of God, unstable, so that he never continues in one stay, so that if today he praises you, tomorrow he will abuse you, and if today he wills reward to you, tomorrow be fain to despoil you. Woe then to the hypocrites, because their reward is vain. God, and as God lives, and whose presence I stand, the hypocrite is a robber, and commit sacrilege, inasmuch as he makes use of law to appear good, and keeps the honor of God, to whom alone pertain praise and honor over. So what Jesus was saying was saying what actually we had read from the Koran. So the idea, the teaching is consistent between the Quran and what we just read in the Gospel of Barnabas. So let me continue. Furthermore, I say to you that the hypocrite has no faith. Then this also mentioned in the Quran we had read. So this sentence is in agreement. For as much as if he believed that God sees all, and with terrible judgment would punish wickedness, he would purify his heart, because he has no faith. He keeps full iniquity. Truly I say to you that hypocrite is as a sepulchre that on the outside is white, but within is full of corruption and worms. So then, if you, O priests, do the service of God because God has created you and asked it of you, I speak not against you, for you are a servant of God. But if you do all for gain, and buy and sell in the temple as in the marketplace, not regarding that the temple of God is a house of prayer, and not on merchandise, which you convert into a cave of robbers. If you do all to please men, have put God out of your mind, then cry I against you, that you are the son of the devil, and not sons of Abraham, who left his father's house for love of God, and was willing to slay his own son. Woe to you, priests and doctors, if you are such, of God will take away from you the priesthood. So Jesus was not afraid to talk directly and say in frank word to these priests and hypocrites. That is very striking to me, and with that I leave you. Thank you very much for listening.